Good morning, Michael here, and today we're looking at Psalms 41, more specifically on verse 6, 7, and 8. Let's go ahead and read the first 8 verses then of Psalms 41. Blessed is the one who considers the poor. In the day of trouble the Lord delivers him. The Lord protects him and keeps him alive. He is called blessed in the land. You do not give him up to the will of his enemies. The Lord sustains him on his sick bed. In his illness you restore him to full health. As for me, I said, O Lord, be gracious to me. Heal me, for I have sinned against you. My enemies say of me in malice, when will he die, and his name perish? Verse 6. And when one comes to see me, he utters empty words, while his heart gathers iniquity. When he goes out, he tells it abroad. 7. All who hate me whisper together about me. They imagine the worst for me. Verse 8. They say, a deadly thing is poured out on him. He will not rise again from where he lies. Oh, these well wishes. Let's look at Spurgeon's Exposition then from the Treasury of David on verse 6. And if he comes to see me, he speaketh vanity. His visits of sympathy are visitations of mockery. When the fox calls on the sick lamb, his words are soft, but he licks his lips in hope of the carcass. It is wretched work to have spies haunting one's bedchamber, calling in pretense of kindness, but with malice in their hearts. Hypocritical talk is always fulsome and sickening to honest men, but especially to the suffering saint. Our divine Lord had much of this from the false hearts that watched his words. His heart gathereth iniquity to itself. Like will to like. The bird makes its nest of feathers. Out of the sweetest flowers chemists can distill poison, and from the purest words and deeds malice can gather groundwork for calumnious report. It is perfectly marvelous how spite spins webs out of no material whatever. It is no small trial to have base persons around you, lying in wait for every word which they may pervert into evil. The Master whom we serve was constantly subject to this affliction. When he goeth abroad, he telleth it. He makes his lies, and then vends them in open market. He is no sooner out of the house than he outs with his lie, and this against a sick man whom he called in to see as a friend. A sick man to whose incoherent and random speeches pity should be showed. Ah, black-hearted wretch, a devil's cub indeed! How far abroad men will go to publish their slanders. They would fain placard the sky with their falsehood. A little fault is made much of. A slip of the tongue is a libel, a mistake a crime. And if a word can bear two meanings, the worse is always feathered upon it. Tell it in Gath, publish it in Askelon, that the daughters of the uncircumcised may triumph. It is base to strike a man when he is down, yet such is the meanness of mankind towards a Christian hero, should he be for a while chance to be under a cloud. Yes, indeed, I'm wicked. Verse 7. All that hate me whisper together against me. The spy meets his comrades in conclaves and set them all a-whispering. Why could they not speak out? Were they afraid of a sick warrior? Or were their designs so treacherous that they must needs be hatched in secrecy? Mark the unanimity of the wicked. all. How heartily the dogs unite to hunt the stag. Would God we were half of united in the holy labor as persecutors in their malicious projects, and were half as wise as they are crafty. For their whispering was craft as well as cowardice. The conspiracy must not be known till all is ready. Against me do they devise my hurt. They lay their heads together and scheme and plot. So did Ahithophel and the rest of Absalom's counselors. So also did the chief priests and Pharisees. Evil men are good at devising. They are given to meditation. They are deep thinkers, but the mark they aim at is evermore the hurt of the faithful. Snakes in the grass are never there for a good end. Verse 8. An evil disease, say they, cleaveth fast unto him. They whisper that some curse has fallen upon him and is riveted to him. They insinuate that a foul secret stains his character, the ghost whereof haunts his house, and never can be laid. An air of mystery is cast around his doubly dark saying, as if to show how indistinct are the utterings of malice. Even thus was our Lord accounted smitten of God and afflicted. His enemies conceived that God had forsaken him and delivered him forever into their hands. And now that he lieth, he shall rise up no more. His sickness, they hoped, was mortal, and this was fine news for them. No more could the good man's holiness chide his sin. They would now be free from the check of his godliness. Like the friars around Wycliffe's bed, their prophesying were more jubilant than accurate, but they were a sore scourge to the sick man. When the Lord smites his people with his rod of affliction for a small moment, their enemies expect to see them capitally executed, and prepare their jubilees to celebrate their funerals. But they are in too great a hurry, and have to alter their ditties and sing to another tune. Our Redeemer eminently foretokened this, for out of his lying in the grave he was gloriously risen. Vain the watch, the stone, the seal. Rising, he pours confusion on his enemies. God be praised. God be praised. Trust you enjoyed the meditation. Michael here, yet again declaring, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.